on this Thursday evening. Kylie left a little while ago, and I've been in here contemplating doing some stuff. I'm going to show you some ideas that I've got for changing some things around. I'm not happy with the way things are, and I want to make some changes. So you guys probably going to look at me like I got a hole in my head, but I don't really care. I just don't like it like this, and I will show you what I'm talking about, so hang in there. Alright, well, we're here on the bench, and you can see this is a mess. I don't like all these wires. I thought I could keep them up out of the way, but that's not happening. They're just not conducive, I guess is a good word, to make things happen the way I want them to happen. Let me get you, pan you around a little bit here. So this is just my permanent addition to the bench now, is all this here. So this is actually temporary, I understand that, but like I said, it just seems like everything gets pushed over where those wires are, because the wires are going to stay there and you can't get rid of them. So so what I'm thinking about, I forget now who it was. I even thought maybe it was Robert, but I'm not really sure now who it was who suggested to put, let's go back up here. Anyway, suggested to put up in here an input and an output. The output would be for the speakers. The input would be for the amplifier. And basically either use banana jacks or something of that sort, and all my wires could be, you know, put over on into another place to where the wires would be out of the way and off the bench. The only time they would be here would be when I needed them for working on whatever it is, and I think that's maybe the way I go. The switches, well, they were a good idea, and I had them. I understand that, but they're not what I wanted, period. Now the shelves can stay, that's not a big deal. The one with the amp on it is going to be there anyway, so I may think of something else to put here that might even work out better. I don't know. I haven't even thought about putting a front on this panel or whatever you want to call it for my outputs here. Being as it's already there, I don't know. We'll see. That's not a big deal as far as what I do with it. I can make arrangements for that. That's not a big deal. This is like I said, the part I have got to get rid of. I mean, that's just. I mean, I'm sorry, but it was a great plan, but it just did not work out like I hoped. So that's what I'm thinking about. That's just one of the things I'm thinking about. Now the signal tracer, I'm still going to use that, but it will be like everything else, going to have banana plugs to plug into the input and be used that way. So also I'm working on breadboarding another LM358, I think I said that right, and trying to increase the gain a little bit. You guys, who is it? Restoral Radios? Is that who did Don? Is that the name? I just recently subscribed to him, so I'm having a little problem remembering. But I think he's the one that made the signal tracer in the pill bottle, the large pill bottle, and with a speaker on it. That is an ideal signal tracer, and it works really good. And I'm trying to get basically the same type of gain out of this that he is getting out of that, and I should be able to do that, I would think, because he's just using an LM386 as his audio amp, and I've got the power of this bench amp here. I should be able to crank it up pretty good. Like I said, I think the problem with the gain is in this circuit here. Bob's giving me some ideas about how to increase the gain, and I want to breadboard one up and see what we get. We'll do some measurements on the scope and see what kind of different signals we can get out of it, and what kind of gain we get out of it. And I've still got this little 386 module that Bob did send me, and I could use it for something like that also, if I wanted to. You know, stuff to play with here. That's the bottom line. Playing. So, speaking of playing, let me show you what came in today in the mail. I'll pull a Lucky Larry on you here. Show you what else come in the mail. It's a box. Yay! It's a box. This box is from. Let's see if it's got that little. I'm trying to think. I thought it had one of those mail from China or something like that. Maybe that was on the envelope, I guess. But this is from China. This thing arrived. I ordered it. I'm trying to think what day. Anyway, I figured it up 6 days from China. 6 days. Not bad. And like I said, it's one of those RTL SDR radios. There's the little dongle right there. And I went ahead and got the kit with the it's got the little tripod for the antenna, the mounts for the antenna. That's I think a suction cup type mount, and got some wire. Run the antenna wire over to wherever you want to put it at. And here's the actual dipole. I think they're dipole, or what they talked about. Anyway, that's what that looks like. And that's what I'm going to be playing with here shortly. Probably not tonight because it's a little late to be messing with that stuff. Going on 10 o'clock here. So, but I did want to show you all that. And that's one of the things we're going to be playing around with is this SDR radio with the computer. Now, hopefully I can eventually get this thing hooked up in here on this computer, and I'll have it here on the bench to use while I'm working on stuff. I don't know anybody, you guys, some of you guys I know watch Jim Lindenez. He uses this a lot in his videos. He tracks, you can use it to track the local oscillator on the radio you're working on, things like that. It's kind of neat the way it works. And you can just see the display. It's, you know, going back and forth and stuff like that. And know that you're tracking the oscillator. So that is probably the neatest thing I think about this is that aspect of it. But like I said, there is other things you can do with this, and I will be doing most of them. I'll try to find a good place to put the antenna to where I get some decent reception. I don't think that cable is long enough to reach across the room to the window, but if it is, that's where I'll put it. But anyway, that's one of the projects, one of the things I've got coming up is this little SDR radio. So that's going to be in the future. I had the heat kit condenser checker on the bench earlier, and then I got this and decided to move it off. But it's coming back to the bench. This is just temporary to show you that I got it. But the heat kit condenser checker is coming back. I also have, and when I get this thing, you guys are going to say, why did you buy that pile of junk? But I got it for $4.99. And what it is an IM28 heat kit VTVM. And really the only thing I can see wrong with the outside of it, of course I haven't seen the inside, but is the meter has been replaced by a non-standard type meter. The guy says it does work, but it just obviously it's just using a regular standard meter that is not the same as the original one. But it just so happens that I have two, you guys may recall this, I have two IM13 VTVMs, which are essentially the exact same thing as the IM28. The only difference being cosmetic on the outside, a different color. You know, it looks a little different, obviously, and maybe the knobs are different, things like that. But you know, it should be a good, interesting project. My goal on this is to take this thing apart completely, clean all the pieces up to basically new condition, and then rebuild the unit using the Heathkit manual that is coming along with it, the assembly manual, and going through all the steps, checking off the steps, do the whole thing. And, you know, where I can put new parts in, I'll put new parts in and go from there. But I just wanted to always, I just loved building Heathkit stuff when I was younger, and I kind of want to relive those days a little bit. And that AES kit that I built with the radio transmitter, that was a fun kit. And I just enjoyed doing that little Velleman amp I built. That was fun. And, you know, stuff like that's just fun for me. And I think I want to do that. So, going to do that. Alright, that's about it. I've yammered on long enough. I did go ahead and buy video pad. I got a little tired of the ads popping up for all the NCH software. Now, I don't know if it's going to still happen. I hope it doesn't, because I did buy it, and I bought it for $39.95. I didn't get the professional, whatever the grade was. I didn't think I would need that, and so I did buy that last night. Supposedly, supposedly in February they had a sale going on. I think, from checking this before, I think that sale is a permanent sale. I think each month they change it. Like right now it says until March 15th, I think is what it says. So I think each month they change it a little bit. But like I said, you guys that like to use that, it's a decent editor. And I think it was well worth $40. So all right, that's enough of that. Like I said, I'm gonna get back to the other camera and we'll close this out. All right, you guys have seen the little mess I've got here. Not happy with that. Just not going to be happy till I get something else done with that, and that's going to be that way that would be. And all the other things I've got going on, so I'm not going to belabor this, and I want to get off here because it's already after over 10 minutes. I know on the one camera it was over 10 minutes, so didn't really mean to make a big long vlog out of this, but you know me, I like to talk. So again, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. I do appreciate you watching, and as always, we will see ya.
That's all, folks.